What's going on, good people? I'm Marcusbgaming, and yesterday, Bungie put out this article about build crafting evolve. This post basically is all about huge mod and loadout changes coming in Lightfall. So I'm gonna get right up into that for y'all, and here we go. Today, we're going to share some details on the upcoming in-game loadouts and mod customization features and how we are evolving the build crafting experience as a whole. Consolidation is a major theme in many of the changes you'll be seeing today. You're going to see a lot of words here, y'all. I really just wanted to cut it to what is going to change and affect us. All right, so we are getting loadouts finally. Loadouts, y'all. Whew. All right, so being able to save your loadouts and easily switch between them in game has been a long requested feature and is arriving with Lightfall next month. Oh boy, here's a look at it. This is what it's gonna kind of look like. They've kind of taken cues from the armor customization window they already had. And look, it's all in one place. Take a look at that. You can do everything pretty much on one window. Alright, so here you can see a warlock with 3 loadouts created of the 6 slots they have unlocked. You will be able to unlock all 10 slots by progressing through the new Guardian ranked system. Each loadout label has an assortment of colors and icons to choose from, including Crucible, Raids, Trials, Gambit, damage types, and more. Okay, what do y'all think? This ain't that dope? Just tell me how y'all feel about this already in the comments. I know. Do the wave in the comments, y'all, or something. All right, so mods and mod customization. This is how the mod system's gonna look. All right, so just a little more of a preview on that. All right, when Lightfall goes live, it'll be a new ball game of sorts. Things will be different, and you will have a blank slate to start cooking up new builds for future adventures. Not all current builds in Destiny 2 will be possible upon launch. There will be a healthy offering to start with. We're also planning to expand upon build crafting options season over season. So everything won't be available right off the bat, but they'll add more. You know how they do. All right, so look, this is more on how it's actually going to look for your armor. You don't have to go to each individual armor piece anymore. You're going to be able to do it all off one page. Dope. I like it. I like it. And look, it will show you the effect, kind of like the new armor system is with stats. All right, our new mod customization screen is going to make creating your builds much easier, as you will be able to see all your currently applied mods and how they are affecting your stats on one screen. From here, you can quickly select different pieces of gear to start tinkering. There is also a tab at the top of the screen so you can switch over to see what perks and stats your current weapons have without having to switch back to your character screen. I like it. That's what I was saying right here. So you're seeing that right here. All on one screen, boom, slide by slide. Okay. Alright, so and they also did it for weapon. They did it for weapons, excuse me. So as you can see, these are your weapons that are going to be equipped. You can do all on one screen just like the armor was. Alright, let's talk about earning mods. All mods will be unlocked by achieving Guardian rank 6. Most players who have spent time in the game will start out at rank 6 and instantly have all mods ready to go out of the gate. New players will unlock mods as they climb through the ranks. Look out for more info on Guardian ranks soon. Mod application details now. Mod energy types are being removed, also converting the combat style socket into an additional mod slot for that armor slot, helmet, gauntlets, etc. We are also reducing the energy cost of many of those mods. Y'all heard that? An extra slot, no more energy types. So they'll talk about artifice mods in a second. I know that's what y'all thinking, like, what? Additionally, armor mods that previously provided benefits to weapons based on their archetype, for example, hand cannon loader, will now instead provide benefits to weapons based on their damage type. Okay, but that's not all. Artifact mods are also being translated to unlockable perks. Pay attention right here, y'all. This is major. They will no longer need to be socketed, but rather unlocked for the duration of the season once earned and are passively applied to your loadout. All right, did you hear that? All right, hold on. I got you. We're breaking it down. So, what does that mean? Let's say the anti-barrier weapon of the season is pulse rifles. This change means that you'll no longer need to equip a mod for this. All right? All your pulse rifles, unless they have an intrinsic champ mod, because those don't get overwritten or added to, will automatically have anti-barrier applied. All right, you heard that? Once you unlock it in the artifact, it's applied. You don't need to put it on as a mod. It's applied. It's there passively. But there is something to that. You won't be able to unlock them all at the same time and will have to choose which 12 perks you have active at any given time. However, we do want to make it easy as possible to change up your builds, so resetting the artifact will cost nothing. All right, so they're going to be unlocked passively, but you can only choose 12 out of the artifact at one time. You won't be able to unlock them all. Oh, I already read that, my bad. What does this mean for Artifice Armor's extra artifact mod slot? Starting in Lightfall, Artifice Armor will have a new unique mod slot that grants 3 additional points to your character stats like strength, mobility, intellect, etc. All right, so you heard that? It won't be getting an extra mod slot on top of that, but you get stat boosts. We're making some gameplay updates to complement the above changes, and here we go with those. To reach that goal, match game is being removed from high difficulty activities. Did y'all hear that? And we are making a few tweaks to how you can do damage to different types of shields. Base shield resistance to non-matching damage types across the entire game is being adjusted to 50%, similar to Gambit now. And we will have some other ways for you to do some bonus damage to shields that we will tell you about before launch. I'm curious where this is going to leave adaptive munitions and stuff like that, but that is a good change. All right, so now about champions. Another thing that has a huge impact on your build are champions. We want to make how you counter champions more logical. That should also make it easier to learn how to deal with them in the first place. So, while you still have a selection of anti-champion artifact perks available to you based on your current weapon selection, we are also adding some anti-champion options to your subclasses to complement your weapons. Barrier champions, all right, Solar, Void, and Strand counter. You hear that? So your subclasses will have intrinsic abilities to counter champions that you can choose. When using volatile rounds from your weapon, it will pierce the barrier and stun the champion. When a player is radiant with solar, their attacks pierce champion shields and stun them. Strand will also have a method of piercing barriers. Wow, alright. Overload champs. This is Arc, Stasis, and Void. Damaging an overload champion by triggering the jolted condition stuns the champion. Likewise, suppressing the champion stuns them, as does slowing them with stasis. Okay, cool. Unstoppable champions. This is for Arc, Solar, Stasis, and Strand. Blinding an unstoppable champion instantly stuns them, encasing them in stasis and then shattering it or triggering a solar ignition on them likewise stuns them. Strand will also include an unstoppable champion counter. I wonder if that works with blinding grenades from grenade launches. I'm really thinking about that one. All right, armor charge mods. Big changes coming here, y'all. With the combat mod socket going away, many mods that once belonged to the charge with light and elemental well subfamilies of mods now fall under a revamped system known as Armor Charge and move to armor slot specific sockets. The Armor Charge mechanic functions as follows. Here we go. Socketing an armor mod that uses the Armor Charge system gives you access to the system. The functionality of taking charge, that's when picking up an orb of power to gain one stack of the charge, is now granted to you whenever you have any armor charge mod equipped. So you won't have to have that specific mod anymore. As soon as you slot any armor charge mod, you get that intrinsically passively. Many mods that previously created elemental wells or gave you stacks of charge with light have been converted to instead create an orb of power. You can now hold between 0 and 3 stacks of armor charge by default, which appears as a buff in the status effects area. By socketing chest armor mods charged up, you can increase your maximum number of armor charge stacks as high as 6. Some mods provide a passive, ongoing benefit while you have any stacks of armor charge. When you have one of these armor mods equipped, every 10 seconds, a stack of armor charge falls off if not consumed by something else. Players can extend this decay time by socketing the extended charge mod in the class item socket. For example, Font of Wisdom in the head socket will provide a bonus gain to intellect while you have any charge active. Some mods consume 1, 2, 3, or all stacks of armor charge on a particular trigger, granting you an instantaneous benefit when they do. That's like the high energy mod, you know what I'm saying? A few other mods, stacks on stacks in the leg socket, powerful friends and radiant light in the head socket, time dilation in the class item socket, etc., can modify the armor charge system for you without providing you with a specific benefit while you have armor charge. Finishers will now consume armor charges and not your super energy. All right, remember those mods? Now it's not going to take any super energy away from you. Instead, it's going to be in this armor charge system. All right, elemental wells evolve. While many of the mods that previously created or benefited from elemental wells are being changed to instead focus on orbs of power, some aspects of elemental wells aren't going away entirely. Instead of creating elemental wells, each subclass will now create damage type specific spawn objects. So what this means is like how Arc has ionic traces, now there's going to be Fire Sprite for solar, Void Breaches for void, stasis charges or stasis shards, are going to stay the same, and Strand will have something when that comes out. The ability to spawn these objects will not come from armor mods, but from your subclass instead. For example, while the Ember of Tempering Fragment is active for Solar Hunters, it will now create a Fire Sprite when you defeat an enemy with a solar weapon. Picking up any of these objects will grant ability energy or have other effects depending on your subclass build. For example, if you're running a solar subclass and you have the new Ember of Mercy fragment equipped, picking up a Fire Sprite will grant you the Restoration effect. The number of these types of interactions will be limited at launch, but we intend to add to the system moving forward. I know that's a lot, but think about that. I think that's a good change for getting your ability back in, or abilities back, especially in PvE. All right, so some final notes and pay attention because one of these is going to be big. Some ability energy gains, stat bonuses, and weapon damage bonuses from mods have been reduced. Though we've also added some new mods to expand your build possibilities, not all previous builds are going to be able to be recreated one to one. An example of mods that aren't coming along for the ride. unfortunately, are war mine cells, y'all. These mods will be deprecated and no longer available starting in season 20. How do y'all feel about that one? Did that hit you a little bit up in here? How do you feel about no more war mine cells? Who's still using war mine cell builds? Let me know in the comments, please. And we have plans to continue tuning and improving the system, and we'll be adding new build crafting elements to fill power gaps we didn't have a chance to get to with this release. All right, that is a lot, y'all, but I definitely tried to condense it for y'all so you ain't have to sit here and read this for, 45 minutes. If this helped you out, please drop a comment to help me out with the algorithm. Let me know how you feel about this stuff. A like, a sub, definitely hit the bell, put all notifications off if you like my stuff. And I want to thank you for spending that time with me and supporting the channel. Big thank you, y'all. Appreciate it. Y'all have a great day. Be safe, and I'm out.